Hey there, today I want to talk to you about balsamic vinegar because they're not all created equal. There's a lot of different price ranges, and some of them aren't true balsamic vinegar. So, this is how you know if you're buying a real true balsamic vinegar. Now, for a real true balsamic vinegar, it has to have this seal right here that comes from Modena, Italy, and it has to be aged for like a minimum of 12 years. The biggest way to know if your balsamic vinegar is real balsamic vinegar is the ingredient list. And it should say just cooked grape musk. All right. So if it starts with vinegar, I have one here. So you can see there's no seal of approval, right? And the ingredient list is red wine vinegar and then the grape musk. All right. So that just means they've taken red wine vinegar, added a little balsamic vinegar to it to give it that balsamic taste. So this bottle is like $20. This bottle is like $3. Now, this is okay vinegar to get if you want balsamic to use for, like, if you're grilling vegetables or you're going to use a whole lot. This is perfectly fine. Biggest thing to look for is that there's no caramel color added. That you want nothing to do with. This is another balsamic vinegar that is a real balsamic vinegar. You can see it's got its little sticker there, and let's find the ingredient list. Cooked grape musk. That was kind of harder to see. Cooked grape musk. I can hardly read it with my glasses on. So this is a real balsamic vinegar. It is just a lesser quality of balsamic vinegar. And again, this one was like $5. Again, this one is perfectly fine. No caramel color, and a lot of them will say on it, no caramel color added. But this one is, again, for those things where you're maybe grilling vegetables or something. And to see the difference is, ooh, how thin that is. You can see how thin that is. I don't know if I can pour it back in there. Whereas this one is going to be very thick and luscious. And if you get up there in the 100-year-old balsamic vinegars, oh, see that? Ah! See how thick and beautiful that is? See how it just sits up on my hand. It doesn't even roll off. But the older it is, the more aged it is, the thicker it's going to get. I have to eat this because I poured it out, right? Oh, this is so amazing. Now, the difference is in your $5 versus your $20, even though this one is a real balsamic vinegar. This one, because it's a little lesser quality, it's not going to be as sweet. It hasn't been aged as long, and it's going to be more acidic. It's definitely going to have more of a bite to it, where this one is going to be sweeter and have a much more sweeter finish to it. So I always have two. I always have both. And I use this to finish things with, so very delicately finishing things or something special. And if I'm just like doing like bulk grilling vegetables or whatever, then I go with this one. So I hope that helped. When you're at the grocery store and there's all the different balsamics, how do you know which one's real, which one's not? And just so you know, always have them both. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you later.